Did you know everything in League of Legends is coded as minions? This is hyperbole, of course. We don't actually have any way of knowing in the current state of the game how much of it is, quote, coded as minions, but we've seen a number of weird occurrences over the years that lead many to believe this is true. Multiple bugs and issues that players have discovered suggest that at least part of champions' kits and abilities are indeed treated by the game as if they're minions, and have created a meme that League is built on spaghetti code that will lead to crazy situations if every situation isn't properly bug tested and prepared for on initial release. Champion designer Daniel Z. Klein commented on this and gave a bit of insight in October of 2014 as to what actually goes on behind the scenes and what led up to all this. When Riot first started out, they were a very bright, young, ambitious team of developers who had the world as their oyster but didn't actually have much experience in developing games other than those that worked on Dota All-Stars, which of course was built entirely from the Warcraft 3 engine. Because they had few resources, few engineers, and not the best game engine when they started out, they had their backs to the wall. By the time 2009 rolled around and they prepared for release, they had already been working on the game for 3 years and couldn't afford to delay it a couple more years to get everything perfect. According to a quote by Daniel, this forced Riot to build the plane while flying it, as it were, which sounds quite scary but actually went quite well considering how few bugs we've had over the years compared to what might have happened. Getting back on point though, according to this post, if you're looking at a champion that's older than about 2 years, chances are they use minions somewhere in their kit. Jace's acceleration gate, for instance, places a line of invisible minions that are used to mark the position of the gate. This has caused some odd bugs where champions released after Jace that use new kits or abilities that weren't accounted for during Jace's release, such as Azir with his soldiers, might end up accidentally interacting with those minions as if they were real, physical, gold, and experience-giving minions. This was shown on Bjergsen's stream a year ago when he accidentally found a bug that caused him to outlevel everyone in the game by miles when laning against a Jace because his soldiers would be killing these invisible minions. Apparently other champions' abilities such as Syndra's E used to have this interaction as well. It's funny to think how the first 100 champions released in League of Legends, at least at one point in time, used the creeps we slaughter on a daily basis in their kit, and it's interesting to wonder how many instances this is still used today. On November 12, 2014, Summoner's Rift will receive a massive remake from scratch. The map had evolved plenty over time and received some pretty big technical and visual updates over the years, but this update took the cake. It was something that was almost universally adored by the community and was one of the few instances when Riot did a perfect job of teasing just enough, showing the community the upcoming change ahead of time to generate hype, without making crazy promises that get delayed a ridiculous amount of time like has happened before. Some of the old concept art is quite interesting to take a look at, as this was very clearly a massive project remaking the entire main game mode's map from scratch, and with all that attention to detail, there were of course plenty of Easter eggs and secrets hidden across it. Of all the Easter eggs out there, plenty are quite obvious and were found by the community on the PBE before the map even officially released. Many removed items were seen scattered across the place. For instance, a couple emblems of valor can be seen in one of the towers surrounding the rift. A heart of gold can be seen behind the red shopkeeper, as an old Aegis of the Legion can be seen in front of the blue shopkeeper, and a philosopher's stone can be seen hung on a stone tablet in the southwestern part of the map. In addition to these old items, there are some more Easter eggs that are hidden across the more central areas of the zone, such as an old Baron Nashor's skull perched on the Baron Pit, a sword in the stone in the northeastern side of the map, which obviously references Excalibur in King Arthur's legend. There's a sigh and a slice of pizza that can barely be seen in the sewers below Dragon above bottom lane, referencing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there's an altar which many believe is a shrine to Earth near top lane on blue team's side, as this was the area of the map on the Autumn Summoner's Rift that had Earth's grave, which of course was another Easter egg. One of the more unusual secrets that has yet to be solved is a gigantic monolith with strange markings above top lane that nobody's entirely sure what purpose it might serve, but one thing a lot of people fail to notice about it is left of the monolith there's also an etching of either Aatrox or some other Darkin near top lane. And of course, to finish off today's Did You Know episode, let's go ahead and talk about something we always love talking about in these episodes, League of Legends Champion Trivia. Did you know that Twitch's medieval Twitch skin used to be one of the rarest skins in the game and was made by 2 fans? This skin was given away to League fans who hit 350 friend referrals through the old referral system back in the day, but ever since the update to the referral system, it's now given away at 5 friend referrals. The original 350 accomplishment will forever be immortalized and remembered, though, as the first 2 players who famously hit this milestone, players named Grez and Greyrear Wolfwood were the ones that made this skin. Riot tasked these players with coming up with a reward when they were the first ones to hit the milestone, Grez picking what champion would receive the skin and Greyrear designing what it would look like. Grez obviously picked Twitch, as Greyrear designed a quote, medieval Twitch with a fleur-de-lis on his cape and a pot on his head. The idea was given to Riot and their artists would come up with the medieval Twitch skin a few months later. The Whistler Village Twitch skin is said to be based off of, or at least honoring, Magdalena Neuner, the women's individual biathlon gold medal winner of the 2010 Winter Olympics. Not the most flattering comparison, but clearly seen with the German flag's colors in the background of the skin. Twitch is named the Plague Rat in reference to the bubonic plague, which of course killed millions across Europe during medieval times and was transmitted by the fleas on rats, and it's thought that his skill, Deadly Venom, which displays an X above players' heads upon reaching 6 stacks, is most likely a reference to how houses during the bubonic plague were marked with an X on the door if they were found to be infected. And finally, we all know how the new name for Twitch's Ultimate was changed from the awesome name Spray and Pray to the totally stupid name Rat-a-tat-tat after the visual upgrade, much to the community's dissent. Rat-a-tat-tat is an onomatopoeia for gunfire and is thought to be the only thing that the name references, but many players also believe that it's a reference to the Pokemon as well, Rattata, sometimes misspoken as Rattata. Thank you all very much for watching this episode of Did You Know League of Legends. If you have not seen the other episodes, I highly suggest you go watch them. Honestly, I think some of these videos are the best videos I've ever released on this channel, and I always love making them. I will, of course, see you all tomorrow, but until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.